Hi, and welcome back to Fig and Fruit Nursery and Orchard. My name's Troy, and we're out in the greenhouse. It's been 3 weeks since we woke up in the greenhouse, and we're going to kind of walk over them again. And I'm going to do this for the next few weeks. On Mondays, I'll try to get this video out. We're just going to kind of, you can see how quick these things progress in here. We're in zone 7A. We don't use no heat. We just have them in these styrofoam boxes still this time of year. This is our winter protection you're looking at. And then when it's below 40 at night, I put the top back on them and cover my trees up. Don't let them get below 40 once I'm trying to leaf them out, because if you put the lid on these things when it is cold at night, it will stay an easy 10 or 15 degrees warmer in here this time of year, so you don't really got to worry about it getting too cold. If it gets to 25 outside, it's easily going to still be in the 40s inside this box, and sometimes as much as 20 degrees difference this time of year. So we're going to see how some of these varieties are progressing. This one here, it's got a nice little brimba started on it. This is Parrot Jaw Ramada. This one here that hasn't woke up is Montaninca Ramada, or Montaninca Deminer. It's not getting in no hurry about waking up at all. I've noticed these LSU figs like to wake up early. This is Brandy right here we're looking at. It's starting to wake up. It's got I see several Breva here and there on it. Some of them even got some doubles. There's a double right here. Probably can't see it. Right next to this is LSU Champagne. It seems to be like one of the earliest of the LSUs to wake up. This 10-gallon here is Figoin, and this in-ground tree is White Adriatic. So we'll move on down through here. This is Jack Lily. It's starting to wake up, at least the apicals are. Here is, this is, give me a minute, it'll come to my mind. LSU Purple, it's waking up, but this one back here is Brooklyn Purple. Tell you, it don't look too good. I've had a couple trees that seem like maybe they didn't do too good this winter, but for the most part, everything I've had a limb or two here and there that died back. What is this? Italian Westfield. Not woke up yet. I'd say this would be a good cold hardy variety. This big in-ground tree here that's waking up. There's an apical. There's an apical. This is White Madeira #1. This tree right here is Mora da Costa. Be the Fig Hunter 279. Got me a stick today where I can find some of these tags. Galicia Negra is in no hurry still. It's starting to, but it ain't in no hurry. And this one right here next to it is Golden Celeste 0817. Moving on down through here. This is my Smith tree that had survived, pretty sure, yep. This is it right here. This is the Smith tree that had survived outside all winter. It's got some dieback right there, but when you get on down here, it looks good. It ain't getting in no hurry about waking up. This Smith tree, there's a video somewhere. If I can find it, maybe I'll try to link it above. But this thing, I had wrote it off as dead, thrown it outside for the winter, and it come back to life after being outside at 0 in the pot. So I brought it back in and gave it a little star citation next to it that it might be a little bit of a special or a little better Smith. I've noticed that it has not woke up, but we're going to go down through here and look around, and I bet we find some Smiths that are awake in pots, because my in-ground Smith, as you're going to see, is already awake. But this particular one don't get in no hurry about waking up, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Typically it's thought that if a fig tree is really slow about waking up, that it may be more cold tolerant. So we're going to kind of study that and see. So this next tree right here is unknown eagle bypass. It's a brown turkey. I don't know what this is. I don't see the name on it. We'll find out. White Madeira. Still ain't finding all my tags. I'm gonna have to get in here and work on that. This is Blanche de Douzaison. It's starting to wake up. Can't see this one. This in-ground tree. Here is LSU Audier. It's starting to wake up, and as you can see, it's got Breba on it. Looking, I see several places. It's got I noticed everywhere there's an apical, it seems like it's starting to put on a Breba. So that's good news. And if you'll look right here, here's a 7-gallon Audier right here, and it's got a very large. It's got several Breba on it. This tree does produce some Breba, and it'll hold on to them. And its main crop is real early too. You'll start picking. This is usually the first in-ground tree I pick around the 1st of July, and that's main crop fig. We'll get these Breba. We'll get them the 1st of June. This is LSU Red. This is a Socorro Black. Both of them are waking up. This big in-ground tree here is Socorro Black, and you can see it's got starting to wake up. It's got some Breba on it. We'll have to see if Borgia soaked grease is further along. We will do that here in a minute. Let's see, I don't know if I can see what tag that is. Looks like LSU Purple. Should have knew that. What's this one back here? Improved Celeste. It's waking up. Another LSU Purple. This one's got a, look at the nice size Breva on there. Let's see what this is. Still can't see it. Can you see it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right. So I know this is a called a Dom Nori or Negra. They're pretty close to being the same. There's another LSU. This is, I don't know what this is. See if I can see it. Oh, that's Minska Rinska 10. It's and it does put on some nice Breva. We get them every year, and this is typically, this tree don't get no hurry about waking up, but then it'll fruit real early. We'll pick it in late June for main crop. This is that Socorro Black that I dug up. It's the apical's starting to wake up, but these others are not. That's why I'm gonna stress this every time I can point it out, that these apicals buds always wake up first and always produce fruit first. All right, on to the next one. See if we can see what this is. I've got a bunch of tags I got to get in here and get put in these pots where we can see it better. I can't, it's probably, oh yay. This is Ungnarola. It's waking up. There's a Violet Sapor waking up. This is LSU Gold. It ain't no hurry about waking up. And you'll hear a lot of people say that it's a little more cold hardy than some of the other LSUs. And that right there is a good indication, because it don't get no hurry about waking up. Looks like it's going to have some Breba on it. Maybe. No, maybe not. Yeah, right there's one. I don't know how many we'll get. This is RDB, Ronde Bordeaux. It's starting to really get leafed out nice. Along with this is this Allier tree here. I have several Alliers. There's your, is that Smith? It is. So now there's a Smith. It's got a Breba on it. It's starting to leaf out, wake up. Where that other one hadn't even begun. So kind of interesting. This big in-ground tree here is yellow longneck. It does have a few Breba up here at this top apical bud. As you can see, it's got a couple. And it's leafing out. The apicals are. There's another one. It's got some Breba on it. This is honey plum. It does not get any hurry about waking up. Now, I will say this about honey plum. It does drop a few fruit, or it does for me. But I don't, maybe that's my fault. Maybe it don't got enough adequate, consistent moisture during ripening season, because I do let them dry out quite a bit. So I would like to see this tree in the ground, in a greenhouse, and that may just happen here this year, and I may wait, but it is a good fig. I do like to eat it because I do like plums, and it does have a plum type flavor. All right, let's see what this is here. This is Briscoe Rosa. It's waking up, and it has some nice size Breba on it. I don't see the name. What is this one? There's a yellow long neck. Don't look like it's getting in much of a hurry about waking up. Maybe it's got some damage. I don't know. It kind of maybe does. Yep. See, I had a few of these that done this winter. And I don't know if they was just too dry but I've only seen just 1, 2, maybe 3 trees that didn't look too good. And they're right in here amongst them all. So, yeah, I may have just let them those may have gotten too dry and died. It might not have been from the cold. All right, moving on. That is Coral Black, and it's waking up. This in-ground tree here is Caudadom Blanca Negra. It's got several Breba on it. About over there. Don't look like it, but yep, there's one there. So it's got several Breba on it. Moving along down through here, we got some of these trees that are still sleeping. Chico Strawberry, Tacoma Violet, a lot of these that are still asleep are Mount Etnas there. No hurry. Castiliar. I don't know what this one is. I'd like to know because it might be a little bit ahead of both of these sitting here. That's a Smith right there, starting to wake up. This Roboto, I believe it is. This is Roboto. It's got a dead limb right there I need to get off, but it's waking up. This next big in-ground tree, it's got several Breba on it. I'm seeing. This is Cavalieri. I do like this fig, even though it's late. For me, it didn't ripen until October. But maybe this year, with a little bigger, more mature tree, I hope that improves. That's why I haven't given up on a lot of my late varieties, because I think that as my tree gets older, that if they'll just get a couple weeks earlier, it'll make a difference. All right, I believe this here I think this is Dale's Ermitons. It's waking up. Hardy Chicago, no, still taking a nap. Can't see what this one is. Let's see if I can. There's the tag right there, I just can't see it. Oh, Borgia Soap Grease. Yeah, I seen a BG are. Here's a sultane down here. Sultane's trying to wake up. Kind of moving on. This is the worst part about these boxes. It's hard to get in here and see some of these tags, but I'm going to try to fix it. There's another sultane. Now, it's quite a bit of way. It's a lot further along than the sultane over there. But that's a 5 gallon, and this is a 7 gallon, and it looks pretty good. I don't see no breba on it. This in-ground tree here that we're looking at is Super Jumbo DK. And it's leafing out pretty nice on the apicals. Starting to see it push bud on the ones that we cut. The pruned branches are starting to wake up. This is I think that is Nero 600. I'm checking it. It's still nice and green. And it's if you'll look here, those are brebas pushing out. It's still perfectly alive, but it perfectly is doing 0 at the moment. It is not even bothered to wake up. What we got here? Be Mad 2 is not getting in no hurry. This is a Black Madeira seedling from Encanto Farms. I have 2 of these. I have Be Mad 9 and Be Mad 2. This one here has gotten in no hurry. It's starting to just maybe think about it. We'll see Be Mad 9 here at the end of the video, and it's a real good, it looks like to me it's going to be a really good breba producer at the very least. I got a few main crop off of it last year, and they were decent. But for small young trees, you got to give them time to get the figs to mature. All right, moving on. What do we got here? Cornel Dulce. Cornel Dulce. This is a dark honey. This is a dark skin, purple skinned honey fig that has some. Can have some nice breba. I don't see any on it yet. I've had it for a while. This one here is Macedonia Dark. As you can see, it's really in no big hurry. Let's see what we got here. That's a Socorro Black. This big in-ground tree. There's a bud right there pushing. If you look down at the other end where I left apical buds, and they're all leafed out on this tree. This is CDA, Constantine de Algiers. This is Ida, A-I-D-A, Ida. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It's looking good. I ain't seeing I haven't never got no breba off of it. This one here here's another seedling. This is Raja S2, seedling number 2. Also came from Encanto Farms. It's got a breba here and there on it, but it's starting to wake up. All right, let's move on over to the other row. See what we have happening over here. This big in-ground tree is Green Michkarinska. It's starting to wake up. The in-ground tree next, this 15 gallon is a Malta Black. There's a LSU Allier. And this is I'm pretty sure this is a Smith right here. It is. You'll find out that I like Smith. It's a real good fig, and these ones in these pots that are got a little age on them, they make some really nice sized figs for market, and they're really popular. All right, the in-ground tree, as I told you, was Green Michkarinska. I do not see any breba on it. It can have breba. but I don't see any. This tree right here, it's Theodoroni de Rugel. Now, if you haven't heard the big fish story about Theodoroni de Rugel, it has, and maybe we'll get lucky, because right here you can see, I see two Breba right there. It looks like from here, or maybe, yeah, we'll say that, okay, it might be two, but it's supposed to have Brebas that can weigh as much as a half a pound. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. All right, moving along. What do we got there is, this is Jumbo. So far for me, this tree has dropped every year. I've never gotten any fruit off of it. So I can't confirm if it's real or not, but I got Jumbo from Harvey this year, and it has already rooted. So we're going to find out if I'm doing something wrong with this tree, or if it's the real thing or not. Next tree here is Violet Dauphine. I kind of like the style. We'll see how it does this year. I got a few off of it. It's been pretty good when I have. This is Basilica Sika, or also the same as Stella or Dormancy. This little 5-gallon back here is Hardy Chicago. This is a New Orleans banana. It's starting to wake up pretty good. And then we got another, this 10-gallon is Theodoroni de Rugel again. I don't see any Breba. Maybe we got one coming on that side there. I don't know. I can't tell. But there might be one right here coming up. So we'll cross our fingers, or maybe that's one right there. All right, let's see what this is next to it. Portuguese yellow. Right, that right there. And then over here, this is Violet Sapor. No, I'm sorry. Violet de Solis, VDS. Or also probably about the same thing is Norde Barmentane, which I have one of those somewhere in another aisle somewhere that I haven't seen yet. Moving along, this is Black Tuscan. It's trying to wake up and get going. This is Santa Rosa back here in the corner. It's trying to get woke up and get going. And then right here, this tree here is Proponi. I like the fact that it ain't no hurry either about waking up. These are good candidates. I'd probably take this one and put it in the ground. I've been making notes of these late ones, and I may put them in the ground outside. I'd like to get more trees in the ground to have more cuttings. All right, so here's my JH Adriatic. I really pruned it hard this year and rooted several of these cuttings, so we'll have some more of them. I don't know if it's any earlier than any other Adriatic, so that's a little hard to tell at this point. See if we can find a, I don't know what that is. That might be an Ollier tree. I don't see the name on that one. I know this one here for certain is Hardy Chicago. And also I missed out on this in-ground tree here. As you can see, it's waking up. I didn't talk about it. This is Negla de Agde, and it does have some, there's a Breba. This is all new growth. This was rejuvenated pruned to here last year. This is what was left, the trunk that was left from the year before. Then all of this browner wood is last year's growth. So I do see a few Breba here and there. So it'd be interesting to see how its Breba crop is. This in-ground tree here is Bass's favorite. It was put in the ground at the same time as Negra de Agde and my Caldedon Blanca Negra and my Cavalieri. and the Sapphire 4 you're going to look at next in ground, it just hasn't grown much. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm going to add some more mulch around this here later in the spring when it gets consistently warm and I can take this down. Then I'm going to get in here and add a little bit of ground arbor waste in around here and see if giving it a little extra feeding will get it going, because I am only going to be organically feeding my trees this year with a layer of ground arbor waste. And I'm going to try that route this year and see how it helps it. Next thing we got here, this is called a Dormancy. Nope, that's not a Breba. Or it don't look like it from here. Moving on over. This one here that's just waking up is Montanica Ramada, but it's lost its stripes. So I have another one somewhere else that hasn't. And both come from the same tree. This is the original tree. This 10-gallon here is Campaneri. It's starting to put some leaf on. I pruned it pretty hard this year because it was getting way out here and I wanted to size it down. Honestly, for me, this is like an ideal size for a 7-gallon and an ideal structure. I think maybe these 10-gallon trees will do best with just a single trunk and then split out. I don't know, I'm still playing with it. Kind of like this next single trunk tree you're gonna look at in a 15. This is a hardy Chicago, and it seems to be further along than about any hardy Chicago. As a matter of fact, this hardy Chicago tree here, and this hardy Chicago tree back here, is the very first fig tree I ever bought, and then I cut it in half and made these two trees. So it just shows you how you can propagate. But you look, that tree there hasn't hardly started to wake up, and look how much further along this one is. So I find that kind of interesting. All right, so here is an unknown Mount Etna that is very, very lazy about waking up. I bought it as something else, and it turned out to be a Mount Etna. So that's just what I call it. It's unknown Mount Etna. Because it's not Osborne prolific as it was supposed to have been when I bought it. This is Parlag Cream. It's a little bit slow about waking up. This in-ground tree here is loaded. Look at the Breba on this branch. This one branch, I can count. Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I see 13 Breba on this one branch. This is Sapphire 4, and here's a couple more over. There's a couple Breba there. It looks like there might be a couple Breba here. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple more pop up here. This may be a very prolific Breba producer. I got some main crop off of it last year. But I'll be honest with you, it dropped 85% of its main crop. I only got about 15 of the main crop or so to ripen. They were big. They're like 200 grammers, and they are delicious. And they're early when they're not dropping. I don't know. This is a very interesting variety. It would be ideal for a commercial variety if it'll produce, but if it's going to drop 80 to 85% of its main crop, I will keep it, but I'll put it in a pot and grow it strictly for Breba, for myself to eat, because I do have I am working on developing a set of trees that are for Brebas. LSU Scots Black. Looking pretty good. Seems to be a little further behind than some of the other ones. Other LSUs especially, but I've noticed this one here's got several. It's got several Breba. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see at least 7. And probably one right there, 8, 9 maybe. It's gonna have a decent Breva crop on it. All right, so what's this here we're looking at? Oh, I can tell you this is a Maltese Beauty right here, and it's grafted right down here to White Marseille. All right, I don't see the tag on this one, so I can't tell you what it is. It's wrote down there on the side, and I can't see it. So what do we got here? This is cherry pie. I've heard it's not common, and I can tell you it has done nothing but drop here. So here's LSU Scott's Yellow. I believe it's also the same as Allier. So I don't even sell cuttings of this because I believe it's too close to being the same. Now, this tree right here, look at the nice Breva on this one. This is Desert King. Next year I'm gonna propagate, I'm gonna cut some of these lower limbs off and propagate me some more of them after I get to taste this. But if it's as good as everybody says it is, I'll just have a couple of them in pots for Breva for me or for somebody that might be wanting them. I won't really use them for production. All right, let's see here on to the next one. This big potted one here is Violet Sapor. This in-ground tree, it's starting to leaf out. This is called a Dom Noray. Starting to push a bud here where it was trimmed. But you just look how much slower. If this is just now getting a bud to pop out right here where I trimmed it. And I'm just going to keep talking about this. I mean, you look how much further along that is. So you're going to see fruit on these limbs that are leafed out they're going to set fruit long before these do. Moving along. There's a brown turkey. Unknown. This is called a Dom Blanca Negra. You can see it had a bad place on it. And I had trimmed most of the good cuttings off of it. And rejuvenated, pruned it. Here's the next one. This is my Smith tree. And it's got a Breva or 2 on it. I need to undo this limb here and get it to stand up. But as you can see, the apicals on this Smith tree is well leafed out. So this is, with it being March 23rd, and there's a few more Breva. With it being March 23rd, it won't be probably 3 weeks maybe. We'll say 3 weeks. And we're going to visit this again, but we'll come back. I bet you guarantee in 3 weeks we'll be starting to see some main crop set on this Smith tree, which would be just phenomenal because you'd be talking like, that'd be the 10th of April. So we should start getting fruit off of it feasibly by the 15th of July. That's prime time big picking for the best. It's hot and they love it. All right. Here's a 7-gallon. This is Love. It's a little slow about waking up. And I can tell you early on when it's young, it does drop. I've gotten a few figs off of it though, and it's really good. Well, now, looks like this is Black Greek Marius. And you'll notice it's starting to push a little bit of leaf. This is next to us here. Okay, this right here is Sweet Cherry Tart. No hurry about waking up. So that's good. This beautiful in-ground tree here is Black Mantazina. So you can see the apicals are well leafed out. Looks like it might have a Breva on it. I don't know if it'll keep it or what, but we'll find out. Dolucciletti. It's getting leafed out good. I don't see no Breva. This is Floria. It's got a couple nice Breva on it. And then this 7-gallon here is Sultane. Oh, I knocked it out. And I can't even see what that was. That's okay. This one next to it is LSU Strawberry. And this taller tree is LSU Purple. Give me just a minute. Knocked over some styrofoam here. I'll have to come back and pick that tag up. Like I said, I got to come through. I'm going to come through and put some more tags in these things. So, let me see where I'm at. Okay, this big in-ground tree here, yep, this is my Borges Oak grease tree. So it and the Socorro Black are getting to where they're both pretty close to being in line with each other again, or looking like it. It's starting to play catch up. Here's a potted black Manthusina, and it's got some Breba on it, but it hasn't gotten in no hurry about waking up, and neither has, this is called the Dom Blanc, Blanc. It's got some, looks like it's trying to develop some Breba. So Socorro Black. This is a Borelli, B-O-R-E-A-L-E from Nikki. Trying to wake up. Here's an interesting tree. This is from here up to here. It's Propone. From here up, Del Senwami Ron. The stalk is Black Texas Everbearing in a 15. Looks pretty good. The second tree I ever bought was this tree. I'm the one that done all the grafting on it. It's going to have some nice Breva on it from Del Senwami Ron. I'm looking forward to that. This little tree down here, Super Red Hybrid. Cute little tree getting going. This in-ground tree is Norilla. It's in no hurry. This 5-gallon is YOLO Bypass. There is Allier. This is Naples Yellow. This is Raven DeCalci. LSU Tiger here. And that big tree in that 7 right there is Smith. This in-ground tree is Turca from Ponds. It's not getting in a lot of hurry about waking up, but I don't see no Breba on it just yet either. So it'll be interesting to see what it does. All right, let's look. We got one more row to walk through, and we're going to look over that. This big in-ground tree is Del Senwami Ron. Since really no big hurry. I believe this is, I'm not sure. Can't tell. This is Golden Rainbow. Tell you, it looks like it got a little bit cold and it didn't like it. Because look where it tried to leaf out and burn it just a little bit. Got just a little bit. That's the main thing is when they start to wake up, man, they don't like to get cold. This in-ground tree here is Petite Negra. It's just starting to wake up. Can't tell what that is next to it, but it may be another type of VDB, especially since it's sitting there together. This is also a Golden Rainbow. And there is another Raven DeCalci. Moving along. There goes a mouse. This is black mantazina. Now, ain't it interesting how some potted black mantazinas ain't woke up, but some has. I noticed that last year. And like, look at this Smith tree here. I mean, it's just now trying to wake up. This San Miguel Roxo here, not doing anything just yet. This is Gris de Saint Jean. It's got a couple Breba on it. Here's Parrot Jolena right here, trying to wake up. And here's Barnes from Fig du Monde. It's got a Breba or two forming on it, or three. Be interested to see if it holds it. This in-ground tree that is not doing anything is Black Greek Marius. So no big surprise there. All that leaf out right there. This is Figo Roxo. Looking nice. I believe this is maybe white Madeira. This tree here is Maryland Berry, another Mount Etna that's doing nothing, with a little 5-gallon Hardy Chicago next to it. Here's Koal Noir. Doesn't get no hurry. Can't see what that one is, but we'll just not worry about them. If we can't, we'll move on. This is Stella, trying to wake up. This in-ground tree that is waking up is, oh, and it's got, look at the Breba right here. This is Zarfiro. This 7-gallon right here, this is White Triana. And this is Borelli. It's got, looks like it's got some Breba on it. This 10-gallon tree here is Caldedom Catet. This is Allier. This is, and it ain't no hurry about waking up. This is Verdone from Nikki. Looks like it's got a couple Breba on it. Boy, I look forward to those. This big tree here is Caldedom Arajo. This 5-gallon is Violet Sapor. It's also the same as Borges Oak Grease, Coral Black. I don't see the tag on that one. This thing here is beautiful, and it'll be a heavy producer. This is Champagne. I see a few nice Breba, so that's a plus. This potted tree here that's waking up is Long D'Out. And it seems to be a good fig. This in-ground tree, and it's got a Breba here, and maybe another one or two over here somewhere. There's a nice one. There's another nice one back there. This is Caldedom Bordesotinka. You really got to let the main crop on these hang to be really good. Here's one in no hurry. This is Pastilier. This is Princessa. It's starting to wake up and it's got some Breba on it. This little 5-gallon back here that's doing nothing is Moscatel Preto. Try to see what this is. This is this 7-gallon is Black Mantazina. This big in-ground is YOLO Bypass. Don't see no Breba on it. Well, no, I don't really see any Breba. I would like to have some Breba off of it. I do like the main crop. This is Weeping Apple Pie. And it has some Breba on it. Ain't never had no Breba. I've never really had this much of a Breba set before. So this is really awesome for us to get a lot of Breba. Usually we're lucky if we get 10 Breba. But for some reason this year we're on the money for Breba. This is Black Manzanita. It's leafing out good. Yeah, now here's a bigger Moscatel Preto, and it's even got a big injury back here on it that you can't see from over there. But yeah, this is Moscatel Preto. I wish the eye wasn't so big on it. It'd be a real good tree. That's the worst part about it. It's just got such a big eye. All right, so this 7-gallon here is Sweet Joy. I don't see the tag on that one. This one here is Borges Oak Grease. Oh, there's the tag right there. That's Emmeline's Purple. Now, it don't get in no hurry about waking up, and this bigger tree in this 10-gallon next to it is Sucrette. And it's pretty similar to Coil Noir. I'm not going to go as far as saying they're the same, but it's very similar, very close. All right, so the next in-ground tree here is Caldedom Mutante. It's starting to wake up. It's got a Breba on it. I'll be interested. I don't see a whole lot of bud growth out here outside of the apicals. It ain't, there it is. It's starting. There's one that's just now starting to get its buds going. All right, here's a Galicia Negra. It's waking up. And another Galicia Negra with some Breba on it, which is awesome. What we got back here? That's Tina Pina. It's waking up right smart earlier than normal. Another Galicia Negra. And this one back here is Texas BA1. It's in ground tree here. It has some Breba. It's trying to wake up. This is Gigantic, Caldedom Gigantina. It seems to be pushing a little more bud, a little faster. Now last year, Mutante ripened before it did. This one ripened about a week, 10 days afterward. But maybe this year it'd be the other way around. Be hard to tell, but we'll see. Another LSU Purple. Here's Gambino in a 7-gallon. Here's Bergen Unknown. It's trying to wake up. Good. Black Madeira KK. Here's regular Black Madeira back here in the back. This is another called the Dom Negra or Nori. They seem to be pretty close to the same. It does have some nice Breba on it. This is Super Red Hybrid down here, this little tree here. And speaking of Super Red Hybrid, this in-ground tree here, it's getting going and it's got some Breba on it. It is also Super Red Hybrid. There is a Yellow Long Neck. There's another Emmeline's Purple. I don't know what that is. Probably a Hardy Chicago. This one here. This is Be Mad number 9. Be Mad 9. Look at the Breba on it and look how big they are. I mean, it's probably, this tree here's further along as far as Breba goes than any other tree I got. I'm actually very excited for it this year. It would probably get a 10-gallon pot if I had any, but it ain't ready for a 15-gallon pot. All right. Negra de Agde, kind of waking up. Moving on down. This is Red Tram. It's starting to wake up. I don't see any Breba on it. It has some huge main crops. Oh, there is a Breba. I'm hoping to see maybe that it'll have I mean, because this one here, you can get main crop off of it, you know, baseball size. So I would love to see something at least that big from the Breba. All right, what do we got here? This is, oh, Hardy Chicago. Another Hardy Chicago. Can't see that one. LSU Purple. I don't know, I can't see the name on that one. This is Campaneri. It's trying to wake up. It ain't quite there. Texas BA1. Dulce Leche. You notice it's not waking up as fast as the other one is. I can't find a tag on that one. What's that one there? Violet Sepor. It's another super red hybrid. This in-ground is Brazilian XP. It's starting to get going. This tree here that's in no hurry, and it's definitely like that. This will be one of the last daggone trees that wakes up. This is Brocolette. This big 10-gallon here. Let me see if I can flip it up here where I can read it. Oh, it's come around over there. That's Bordeaux Blanca Ramada. It's leafing out nice. Oh, this is De La Roca Knot. I have no idea what it is. I don't own another fig like it. And it's not De La Roca. I have no idea. I've had it for a while, but I don't sell cuttings off of this one because I don't, like I said, haven't found out. Looks like we're going to get maybe some Breba off of Brazilian XP. Maybe. Well, so there's the 3-week tour. That's what things are looking like in the greenhouse right now. It progresses pretty fast, so I'll try to do one of these every week here, and we'll just walk over them and point the varieties out so you can see how they're doing. And that'll give you some idea what it might be for you. I mean, we are in a greenhouse. We are in 7A Southern Illinois. So that kind of depends. You can kind of compare it to that. You know, if you live further north, your trees are probably going to be a little further behind. If you live further south, your trees should be a little more ahead. And certain varieties don't wake up as soon as others. And some are real tail draggers when it comes to waking up. They just don't get in a hurry. But as you can see, about everything's starting to get awake in here. So at least we're seeing a lot of Breva production too. So we'll be looking forward to that in our season. So if you got any questions, just send us an email. I'll attach the address in here somewhere below. So thanks for watching.